A new project is in the works on a 100-acre piece of land in East Oakland. What's being called the Oakport Project is meant to revitalize the shoreline along the body of water known as the San Leandro Bay. It aims to bring together public infrastructure, climate and disaster resilience, environmental restoration, as well as workforce development. Joining me now to talk more about it is Luz Gomez, president of the EBMUD Board of Directors, as well as Benito Delgado Olson, who is the executive director of SupplyBank.org. Thank you both for being here to talk about this partnership between EBMUD and SupplyBank.org. Let me start with you, Benito. Tell me what this project is going to look like and what's the goal of the partnership.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us.
Sure.
The Oakport Project is an incredibly exciting partnership between EBMUD and our nonprofit SupplyBank.org, which is the developer of the Oakport Project. The Oakport Project encompasses a 100-acre piece of land in between two creeks, the 880 freeway and the Martin Luther King Jr. Regional Shoreline. And in short, it's what the area needs. It's a lot of investment to rebuild the roads, to rebuild the infrastructure for EBMUD, which I'm sure Luz will talk about, but also for SupplyBank, our diaper bank programs, our emergency recovery programs, our back-to-school programs that we support all around the East Bay and the state. This will give us the space we need to rebuild our own distribution center, to tremendously cut costs, increase our capacity to meet the need, as you and others have covered with our diaper bank program in the past. And then lastly, what it will do once we build the infrastructure is allow us to break ground in a couple of years on the largest newly constructed nonprofit center in the country, which is what you were showing in your videos earlier. So it's a tremendous...
So it wouldn't just be SupplyBank.org. There would be space for a lot of other nonprofits.
We will be a tenant that pays the same highly affordable rent that will not change for 65 years along with all the other tenants.
Okay, so this project is planned for a site where there is already an existing EBMUD facility that a lot of people can see if you're driving along 880 right there. Why is it important for EBMUD to upgrade its facilities?
Yes. So this facility is quite old, and this upgrade would allow us to be so much more resilient. I like to call this the triple resilient bottom line. This project is truly visionary. It's like synergistic because you're getting more by working together than we would alone. And by having this warehouse that we're proposing, we would be able to be so much more responsive in the event of an emergency, whether it's an earthquake or a flood. And we have mutual aid with agencies up and down the state, and EBMUD, by having this new warehouse, not only would we be able to train our workforce better, but we would be able to deploy supplies as needed to respond to emergencies along the line.
Yeah, and there have been a lot of stories lately about water systems across the country. I'm sure you're well aware, facing cyber attacks and a lot of concerns about, people sort of tampering with these systems. Does this help us to have, have a better defense against some of those intrusions?
So the cybersecurity side of things, definitely we're on it. We have been working really hard to make sure that we are as prepared as we can possibly be. This is more for the actual physical supplies that would be needed in the event of, let's say, if another agency or even ourselves, if water mains break and we need to deploy teams to go and fix them, this is the place where we would store all those supplies and make it easily accessible up and down the state.
Okay. As far as for SupplyBank.org, this site would include a 60,000 square foot disaster response warehouse that you would be operating here. What does that additional capacity for your group allow you to do in terms of responding to large-scale disasters or emergencies across the Bay Area, across California?
It means everything. We have a very sophisticated team of professionals who know operations, who know programs, and who know how to respond when there's not a lot of time to plan. During the COVID-19 pandemic, in the earliest months of it in April, we started an $80 million statewide emergency response program that was targeted to keep childcare open around the state. And when other agencies with far more resources were struggling to acquire N95 masks, PPE, and diapers and things like that, we had them. We were bringing in containers and we were shipping them out, and we met every single purchase order that was needed to provide those community-based organizations with it. And today, for our programs that we run in Alameda County, Contra Costa County, and throughout the state, this will allow us to expand dramatically to integrate what families actually need into the programming that they go into.
Okay, and obviously environmental benefits as well, a lot of restoration work. Do you want to mention that briefly, Luz, how this would benefit the habitats there along the San Leandro Bay?
The shoreline is very sensitive habitat, and this would allow us to be more resilient in the face of climate change and sea level rise, and also amenities for the community. Your viewers may have seen a beautiful video that is a rendition vision of what it would look like with walkways and places for the community to be. So it's really so many benefits all in one. The vision is beautiful. This project wants to happen and needs to happen, and we are working really well together to make it happen.
And we're just about out of time, but how does it all get paid for?
Well, we've identified all but $10 million of the first phase of funding. And so our local assembly member, Mia Bonta, is leading, along with her colleagues in the legislature, a $10 million budget proposal that will allow us to break ground. The permits are being submitted at the end of this month. We expect the city to do a timely review. There's a lot of support from the city, from the county, from dozens of community-based organizations all across California.
Okay.
And we know that if the people in Sacramento are watching and they look at that and they look at what we can do, it'll be well worth the investment.
All right, so now is that final push to
Yes.
finish off securing all that funding.
Yeah.
Have to leave the
Exactly.
conversation right there. Luis, Benito, thank you both for the time. We appreciate it.
Very
Thank
much.
you.
For coming
Really
in.
appreciate it.
All right, we're going to be
Thank
right
you.
back with much more news here at 5 o'clock.